We are talking about saving for the future, whether your future includes college, or we're talking about after college, or whatever that may hold for you. Justin Leland with MoneyWise Wealth Management is joining us this morning to talk about saving for the future. Thanks so much for coming out. We appreciate it.
Thank you for having me. Good morning.
So this is something that I think can really stress a lot of people out, a lot of families out, is how am I going to pay for fill in the blank, especially when it comes to higher education. But there are some tips that to really make this a much more manageable thing to do. It is possible to save up and be financially responsible for these big purchases.
Well, absolutely, Alex. And that's one of the biggest things that's really great about Kern County is that if you live here in Kern County and you decide to live at home, Kern County's done great things with dual enrollment with high schools and that pathway to graduation. You can conceivably graduate from Cal State Bakersfield at home for less than $20,000.
Wow.
That's great.
That's an amazing savings that we just have right here in our backyard with a 4-year degree.
Incredible. Yeah, and you're talking about the dual enrollment and all of those options. High school students who are graduating right now with their AA degrees as well.
Correct.
It's really incredible.
So let's go through some tips here on, what families can do right now. And, one of the big things, of course, is just create a budget, right?
Yes, and that's the first thing is, if you're in 8th grade and you're, moving into high school, start really thinking about it. If your son or daughter is in 8th grade, as a parent, it's good to start thinking about these types of things and putting away a few $100s a month or whatever it might be, whether it's on a 529 plan or some other savings plan that you have, to be able to help pay for college. And then, maybe if you don't use it all, maybe start out that student with a little bit of a head start in life.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Building credit for your students, how important is this?
This is really important. And so many people don't really think about this, is that when you have a student going to college, one of the first things that they do is they walk through a gauntlet of Citibank and Chase, basically handing out credit cards to students. You have to be really careful and teach your student and basically teach yourself not to necessarily use those unless it's in an actual need. Now, what you can do is if you use it for small purchases, pay it off every month. Make sure you're doing those types of things to build that good credit. There are many other ways to do it, but that's really the easiest way, is to get a small credit card, use it for a small purchase, and pay it off. Don't get the thing maxed out.
Do you think that parents should start doing that at a young age with their students?
There are ways in which to do that, adding your child as an authorized user on a card or something like that, and they can kind of piggyback on that parent's good credit score, if you will. But still, the process of teaching that student, teaching that individual to use it for small purchases, pay it off, build that credit score so that eventually they may be able to have a very good credit score as well.
So there's also just so much, a lot of financial decisions have to be made, especially when you are going through educational journey. You got to prioritize those goals.
Right. And any goal has a financial process to it. So when you're thinking about what you're wanting to do, what your degree is going to be, or what your career might be, planning ahead is what's going to help you bring those to fruition, right? And so building that financial goal is really the most important part.
What do you think is the most important thing that really all of us could benefit by doing right now with our finances?
Save. I mean, if you were really talking about the most important thing with inflation the way it is, with many different things that are going on, whether the economy's good or bad, depending upon what your news source might be, just making sure that you are in a good financial position as a family and as a family. Just do good things.
Do the action. Start saving, whatever you can.
Have the discipline to do the right thing for yourself.
All right, Justin Leland with MoneyWise Wealth Management. Thanks so much for coming out this morning.
Thank you very much.
Appreciate it.